What's going on, guys? Chris Barner here, Overtime Athletes. For today's video, what I want to do is actually walk you through the exact vertical jump warm-up, right? So we have a standard warm-up that we do with all of our athletes. However, last week I tested out the vertical jump with some of my basketball athletes, which, by the way, they both gained 6 inches, which was amazing, and it was actually limited time. So shout out to them, Hayden and Amp, great job, guys. But what I did was, knowing that we were gonna test out, it was very specific to the actual, vertical force. So what I wanted to do is I basically altered the warm-up, and I wanted to share that with you. Our normal warm-up where we challenge, certain ranges of motion, basically just a general one. I'll put the link down to it down below in the description so you can see that first half. After that, we got into our more specific for vertical jump, and we got into more movement prep. So let's get into that. So right after they got done the general dynamic warm-up, we got them on the hip circle bands. OTA, you can check those out in the link description below too. But basically, I have them put on the bands, and then they're gonna perform squats with their feet right underneath their hips, toes forward, and I want them focusing on spreading the floor with the hip circle around above their knees. So they're just gonna perform 10 squats. Boom, I'll only do 5. After that, we went and got into a little bit more balance and coordination, a little more unilateral work. So we went to single leg toe touch, 5 each side. So opposite hand touches opposite foot. So nice, sinking down. Big cue I like to address here is I don't want you just bending and touching. I want you to actually sink. Imagine you have a wall right in front of you and you're sinking down. So I want to bend your ankles, knees, and hip. Sink down, touch. So you're going to perform 5 each side. If these are super simple for an athlete, I'll have them close their eyes. It immediately starts to progress the movement. From there, we want to get a little bit more dynamic, start to fire up the hips a little bit more. So from here, what we'll do, I'll have them face outside. We're going to go low and slow lateral shuffle walk. So I want to go wide stance, keep the feet outside the shoulders, drop your hips. I want hips at knee level. From here, short choppy steps, keeping the hips engaged the entire time. From here, we're gonna train lateral at variable knee height. So we're gonna go karaoke quick step, knees forward, nice and easy. Opening up the hips again, 10 yards down, 10 yards back. Now, after this is where we start to get a little more specific. We're gonna get into our lower limb prep. All right, I actually got this from Pete Bomarito, amazing performance coach. Make sure you guys check him out. I went down to his course. I pulled this from him. It's a game changer. So first one you're gonna go heel to toe, walks with no momentum, completely under control, challenging that range of motion from plantar to dorsiflexion. Right, they're gonna go down 10 yards, nice and controlled. On the way back, we add momentum. So you're gonna do the same thing, stab that heel, roll up into the toe. We're gonna go 4-way hip activation, all right? So this is where we're really gonna start to fire up the nervous system. We're gonna go out to the side and we're gonna go to our active end range, okay? What that means is we're gonna keep our belly button down, we're gonna disassociate our upper half, and we're gonna let our hip work and go to the range that it can. It's important that you don't open up or twist your torso. Let your hip go to the range it can go to, okay? So we're gonna go 3 with a pause, active and slow. Pause at the top. As you can see, my belly button stays straight down. I'm not opening up here or sacrificing. I'm letting my hip do the work. And then after that, you're gonna go 3 reflex. Go both sides. And challenge that range. You don't wanna just go through the motion. After that, you're gonna go out to the side, straight leg, ankle cocked, same thing, active in range. From there, we're gonna go straight back. What's important here when you're doing these, you're not letting play in your lumbar spine. Keep everything one unit here, let your hips do the work. Then we're gonna get on our side. Same thing, ankle cock. Right, for abductors. Then we're gonna go adductors, ankle cock, inside leg. Good, we're gonna do both sides. Then from here, we're going on our back. First one, I want knee bent, ankle cocked. Go to your active end range. My back is touching, come down. Active end range, come down. 3, and then 1, 2, 3. It's important the butt doesn't come up. Same thing other side. Then I want to go legs straight out. My heel, right, ankles cocked. My heel is driving into the ground. I'm going to do same thing. That range won't be the same. 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm actively driving my opposite heel to the ground. Knees lock. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. So after 4-way hip activation, we're gonna go back to the hip circle bands, and now we're gonna get a little bit more dynamic with firing up the hip. First one we're gonna do, we're gonna go forward monster walk. So I want a wide base, toes forward, knees about shoulder width. Sink into that position, and I'm gonna walk all the way down 10 yards. Same thing, reverse. Right? Now I'm gonna go lateral. Same position, drop the hips, toes forward, knees tracking over your ankles. I don't wanna see this and pushing out. Knees wide, stay wide, short and choppy. 10 yards down, 10 yards back, okay? So that's it for our activation series. Next, what we wanna get into is basically our movement prep. So the first ones we're gonna do is just gonna be stationary pogos, nice and easy, all right? So it's just gonna be nice and easy here. 10 reps. You perform 2 rounds of that. The next one, we're gonna go pulsing. So every other one, I want you to go as high as you can. All right, so you absorb on the second one, explode on the second one. So pop, pop, pop. Nice and easy. Then we're gonna get into our single leg. Isolate, nice and easy, stationary. 10 on this side, 10 on this side. Right? Then to finish it up, let's go up the chain. We just prepped the lower limb. Now let's start prepping the hips. We're gonna go squat jumps. Nice and easy 10. I want these fluid and continuous. Pop. Right? Then we're gonna get into our isolation where we actually go lunge jumps. So we're gonna go 10 alternating jumps, 5 each side. Important here, I don't want you too wide. I want your feet right underneath your hips, staggered slightly, right? That lead leg's gonna take most of it, but I want a nice and easy continuous jump. Hip goes back. Big mistake I see on these. A lot of guys go knee forward. I want you to focus on hip back and firing up the hips, all right? So we just fired them up, activated them, now we use it for our jump. So after that, as you can tell, I'm already out of breath. But from there, you add all those together, add those jumps, perform 2 sets of 10 each, and that's it. That's your vertical jump 1. I'm ready to jump.